Team Persevere are sitting together on the steps of Beacon. Velvet is taking pictures of Ren, posing with his guns. Wow, these look great with these trees in the background. See, I told you staying at Beacon early was going to be a good experience. Emerald pulls out her scroll and smiles. I got a text from Nora. Oh? He smiles and nudges Velvet, who smiles mischievously back. You know, the dance is going to be soon. Are you gonna ask Nora out to it? Emerald blushes and shrugs. I don't know. What if she doesn't like me? Suddenly, her phone buzzes rapidly as Nora floods her inbox with a bunch of texts. I'm pretty sure she likes you, Em. Velvet stands up and stretches. I'm gonna offer a prayer to Lady Sarah before class. We should get headed in anyways. The others stand up, and Emerald smiles at her phone, blushing as she quickly replies to Nora. We start with Ruby sitting in class. She's wearing specialized glasses that magnify in front of her as she's delicately tightening a tiny screw on Crescent Rose. Summer walks up and stands patiently next to her and waits for Ruby to be done. Ruby glances up at Summer. Very nice attention to detail, hun. Yeah. Ruby's clearly a little standoffish. Summer doesn't seem to notice. Maybe you can help your teammates out with their own modifications, too. Ruby and Summer look over at Team Orange. Oscar is staring his cane up and down, seemingly confused by its whole construction. Neo is holding a little knife and is staring at her umbrella's end, unsure of what to do to actually attach the blade. Jean is just polishing his shield, staring off into space, lost in thought. Ruby's shoulders slump and she smiles wryly at them. Summer leans in closer and starts to whisper. And while we're on the topic of helping others, maybe you could keep an eye on Yang and her team too? Ruby's smile fades and she looks down, fiddling with the screwdriver in her hand. It's been a few days and she hasn't shown up to class once. Well, she doesn't really like me. Yeah, I don't think she likes me much either, but I'm worried about her. I don't know how Raven's been raising her, and if anything, I just don't want her to fail the class. Also, well, she is your sister. Families should stick together, right? Raven and I were very close once, so I would love to see you get close to Yang now. Ruby finally looks up and meets Summer's eyes. Ruby grimaces. I don't know. I gotta help my team out. Ruby hurries past Summer, who looks sadly after her daughter, before turning to another student. Ruby sits next to Neo and gently takes the knife out of her hands. As Ruby starts inspecting the umbrella, Neo types quickly and passes her scroll over to her. It reads, "Are you okay?" Ruby and Neo type back and forth with each other. I just can't believe she never told me about the relics and maidens. Well, it is a really important secret. I know, I guess I'm just angry that she didn't trust me enough to even tell me. Ruby passes the phone back to Neo and stares at her disappointed face for a second, then quickly types and passes the phone back, smiling brightly at Ruby. Help me jam a knife into my umbrella. Ruby smiles and nods. Okay, we can totally make it pop out of the top. As they start to work, Jean looks over to Team Boom, all doing their own weapon maintenance as well. We cut to the bell ringing at the end of class, and as the teams start to pack up, Jean nervously glances over to Team Boom. Neo starts to walk past, but he grabs her hand. Come with me for a second. Neo shrugs, and he leads her over to the Malachite twins. Milsha is flipping through the pages of a fashion magazine. Hey, Milsha... She glances up at him. He grabs Neo by her shoulders and moves her in front of him. Well, you see, Neo here, she wants to go shopping for clothes together, for the dance. Right, Neo? Neo glances up at Jean, smiles and winks at him, then nods enthusiastically to Milsha. Milsha perks up and sits upright. Oh my goddess, yes. Yeah, and well, I need help with an outfit too, so I was thinking maybe we could all go together. And you could help me out. Sun suddenly comes diving in and wraps an arm around John's shoulder. Hey dude, don't sweat this dance stuff. Don't call me dude, please. We can all go together, the four of us. Neo jumps up and down, clapping her hands excitedly. Milsha leaps up from her seat, pulling out more magazines from her backpack. This is going to be so much fun. Thanks to your semblance, Neo, every color is going to work on you. Yeah, and it'll be rad to hang out with another dude for once. You don't need to call me dude, please. I wonder if I can convince some of those Team Posey girls to go with us. 3 of them come from very prestigious families, and I'd love to get on their good sides. The 4 continue to chatter about shopping. Jean smiles and breathes a sigh of relief. Ruby walks out with Oscar and stops, noticing Mercury nearby. He's breathing heavily and covering his ears. What's up, Ruby? He looks in trouble. I think we should talk to him. Ruby and Oscar nod together and they approach Mercury. Mercury's vision starts to go dark and a man's voice echoes in his head. Useless. Your mother should be here. Slow. Why are you always running behind? Hey there. Ruby's voice makes Mercury shout in shock. He glares down at the younger students. I'm Ruby, and this is Oscar. Are you okay? Get away from me. He shoves past them and runs into the bathroom. Ruby sighs and crosses her arms. Well, that didn't go well. Oscar pulls out his scroll, typing something in. His name's Mercury Black. Looks like he and the rest of Team Venom have nothing else on their files. Why do you think Yang's team showed up here in the first place? I doubt it was just to enroll in Beacon. And they were hiding in Ozpin's office. There's a silence between them and their eyes start to widen. Do you think maybe they know something? They stare at each other as they think it over. Over with Mercury, he shuts himself inside a stall, holding his head in his hands as the man's voice echoes around him again. You're worthless. That did not hurt. A loser. Your mother should have lived instead of you. I hate you. We cut to Ozpin walking down a hallway when his scroll suddenly chimes. He pulls it out and reads a message from Oscar that says, "Was Team Venom in your office because they know something about maidens or relics?" Ozpin types back, "I presume so. I'll be keeping an eye on them until I find out what they know, and how they know it." Oscar responds with, "What do you know about them so far?" "I can tell you about them later. I'll see you soon." As he finishes his message, a voice calls out from down the hall. Ozpin! He looks up and sees Team Posey briskly walking towards him. Uh-oh. The girls huddle up in front of him. Ozpin, sir, we never got to talk to you to discuss important matters. Yes. Sorry, Team Posey. Perhaps we could schedule a time. How about 4 o'clock? As soon as classes are over, we'll meet you in your office. Before he can say anything else, the team hurry away. Okay, it's a deal. See you at 4. As they rush out of earshot, Cinder winks to the others. If you want something done your way, don't give them time to argue with you. The girls laugh as they rush out of sight. Ozpin sighs and checks his scroll as he continues down the hall. From behind a corner, however, we see Vernal, spying on the conversation he just had. She smiles and raises an eyebrow, and suddenly vanishes, leaving only a couple of pink flower petals behind. We cut back over to Team Posey walking down the halls, still chatting and laughing. When they turn a corner, we see Team Boom standing nearby. Milsha jumps up and hurries over to them. Oh my goddess, perfect timing. Team Posey stop as Milsha addresses them. The rest of Team Boom loiter over as well. Me, Sun, and some of the others are going shopping for the dance later. We'd love it if you could come with us. Oh, well, if Sun is going, I think I'd be interested. She beams at him. Sun shoots her a thumbs up. Blake rolls her eyes. That sounds fab. I would love to know what the Schnee heiress wears to formal occasions. Blake's ears perk up. Schnee? You are a Schnee? Yes, my name is Weiss, by the way. No need to be so formal. Ew. Weiss's jaw suddenly drops and Milsha's face turns red. She punches Blake in the arm quickly and Blake grimaces from the hit. Dummy, I'm trying to make friends over here. Ew. Did you just say ew to me? Oh, she didn't mean it, right, Blake? You're talking about something else, right? Blake stares Weiss down with a disgusted look. I've met Faunus who've been badly hurt by the Schnees. Milsha panics and she looks between the two. Weiss crosses her arm with a humph. Well, I've met humans who've been killed by Faunus, like the White Fang. Ilya steps in between the two, raising a hand. And I think we all know the world isn't black and white, right? Ilya turns to Blake and her eyes change to gray. Sun points to her. Hey, your semblance is just like Neo's. It's not my semblance. I'm a Faunus, just like you two. I wouldn't say you're just like us. You can pass as human if you wanted. Well, you could too. You just need to wear like a hat or a bow or something. Wow, what a great learning moment! Just like an after-school special. Now that we're all more tolerant, I'd love to go shopping with you girls. There's an overpowering silence from the teams as Blake and Weiss still stare each other down. Finally, Ilya speaks up. Why don't you just text us and we can figure this out later, okay? Penny tugs on Weiss's arm and leads her away. She turns sharply away from Blake with another humph. Ilya quickly shares her number with Milsha, then runs off after the rest of her team. Wow, Blake, your people-pleasing skills are at an all-time high. What is wrong with you? I'm trying to rub elbows with the Elysian elites and you're blowing it for me. I don't respect the Schnees. I've a long history with them. Try rubbing elbows with someone who doesn't have blood on their hands. Oh, come on. Blake and Melanie walk away from Milsha and she yells after them as they leave. It's not like your hands are very clean either. Melanie turns to Blake as they make their way down the hall. You know, I think the dance will be good for you. You've been a bit high-strung since I met you, I guess. I'm not high-strung. I'm focused. I have a mission. Right. And as of right now, that mission isn't moving forward until tomorrow at the rally. After that, who knows how long it'll take for our next steps. She elbows Blake a little to get her to look at her. Taking a second to chill out wouldn't be bad, right? Ugh, I hate sitting around and waiting. Well, then you need to get your mind off of things. I think the dance would be a real fun way to do that, huh? Blake shrugs and Melanie stops. She grabs hold of Blake's hand to get her to stop too. And you know what I think would make the dance even better? If you and I could go together. Melanie smiles at Blake. Blake's ears perk up and her face suddenly becomes bright red. I think the words you're looking for is, I'd love to. Blake nods and her face becomes even redder. Yeah, I'd love to. Melanie giggles and winks at her. Wow, usually you're so calm and cool. You're pretty cute when you're all flustered. Blake turns away and covers her face in her hands. Melanie turns back down the hall they came from, yelling back to Milsha and Sun. Guess what, guys? Blake and I are going to the dance together! Blake runs away, face redder than ever as Sun and Milsha loudly scream in excitement. We cut to Vernal, walking down the halls. It's sunset outside now. She checks her scroll, sees it's almost 4, then glances around to make sure no one else is watching. She takes a step and vanishes, leaving a trail of pink flower petals behind. We then watch her reappear on top of the gears in Ozpin's office. She instantly crouches down to hide herself and peers over the gears. Ozpin is at his desk, on a video call with 3 other men. Ironwood, Lionheart, and the headmaster of Vacuo, Theodore. Listen, James, I'm not sure you should have told all 4 of those girls about the maiden powers. Vernal's eyes widen. We're trying to keep things as close to our chest as possible, and I think word has been getting out about them already. My office was ransacked recently, after all. Ozpin, with all due respect, I think it's best these students know what position they're competing for. Keeping students in the dark will only bring them confusion, like how you were just saying with Leo's students. Oh, well, hold on now. We were told to keep this limited to as few people as possible. I was just doing what I was told. I bet it was your loudmouth spreading word about the maidens around. How dare you accuse me of such a thing? Enough, let's not point fingers. Look, on the bright side, you don't have to worry about my students yet. We're still on track to visit for the Vital Festival, and I haven't told anyone anything yet, so I can't mess this up. Haha. Ozpin groans and checks his watch. I'm worried we've all fumbled this in one way or another. But listen, I have to go. James's girls were insistent on meeting with me in a few minutes. I bet they think they can walk all over you. Make sure not to mention the relics. They don't know about them yet. Take care, Ozpin. See ya, bro. The 3 men sign off and Ozpin sighs heavily, holding his head in his hands. He started to busy himself with pouring himself a cup of tea. It didn't take long before there was a knock on the door. Come in. Team Posey enter the office. Now then, what exactly are you 4 so eager to talk about? Sir, we have important questions about the maiden's powers. Questions General Ironwood was hesitant to answer. Well, he's hesitant for a reason. We're trying to keep things peaceful. But sir, it's illogical. If we're meant to be fighting a specific force with these powers, it would be foolish for us to not know more about what we're up against. Ozpin sighs and sets down his cup of tea. Listen, girls, I know you 4 are all very smart, very hungry for knowledge, and to better yourselves. But this information is truly not something I want to give out that easily. It just doesn't seem fair though, does it? Weiss crosses her arms. You're asking us to fill a job position without telling us what the job really is. That's a bad business deal. You're lying to us. You're just trying to manipulate us. The girls all start to agree with Weiss, and Ozpin stands up, raising his hands defensively. No, girls, it's not like that. You've already told us this much. Why can't you just be honest about the rest of it? Girls! His voice is suddenly sharp and booming. The girls go quiet as he sits back down. You want to know the truth? It's because we don't know what we're up against. This threat has only recently revealed itself to us, and we will not fill your heads with doubts and worries when we know so little. All we know is it's big and old. Honestly, it's not so different than the Grimm. He stands up and starts to circle around the girls to get himself more tea. General Ironwood said there was a force that's bigger than the Grimm. And he's right. It does seem bigger, but it's also still grim in nature. It's still attracted to negative emotions. It's still a threat regular citizens can't fight against. But that's not really the job of the maidens. Quite honestly, the truth is much less glamorous sounding. He offers each of the girls their own cup of tea. Honestly, the important job of a maiden is to be a good, trustworthy person who won't use the powers for wicked, evil deeds. The girls all stare at him as he sets the teapot back down. He shrugs. Wait, it's just elaborate keep-away? Well, kind of, yes. We haven't known the locations of the maiden powers for a very, very long time. Only recently were we able to secure the maidens and help ensure their powers can be passed on to a person who won't abuse their magical abilities. Have people used their powers for bad things before? Ozpin nods solemnly. Yes, but most people think they're just natural disasters. Keep this in mind, girls. No matter how big or bad the new threat is on the horizon, so long as there are good, trustworthy people who hold the maiden powers, then I do truly believe they can protect the world from harm. The girls nod and glance at each other. Ozpin tilts his head. So, was there anything else you wanted to talk about? There's a moment of silence between the girls, and Penny finally shakes her head. No, sir. I think we've heard enough. The girls say their goodbyes and leave. Ozpin takes a deep breath, then watches as a little pink petal flutters down from above him and lands in his cup of tea. He looks upward towards his gears, but sees nothing. We cut to Mercury, laying in his dorm bed. He's holding a book, but clearly isn't reading it. He's staring out the window. Suddenly, in a little flurry of pink petals, Vernal appears in front of him. Where have you been? Vernal smiles to him. Those Atlas brats and the students from Haven are competing for the maiden powers. Is that a good thing? Well, if they're all congregating here, that must mean one of the maidens is gonna croak, and it means she must be nearby. But that's not all. These old dudes in charge, they haven't even told these brats anything about relics. That's a good thing though, right? That means they won't be expecting us to take it? Vernal hums to herself and smiles. Maybe. Or maybe we can start using this as an opportunity to start sowing some chaos. Just imagine how those Atlas brats will react once they learn Ozpin is still lying to them. Big shout out to the fan art. You guys are always so cool, and I love seeing what you guys come up with. You're all so talented, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. And shout out to my $10 patrons. You're all amazing. Andrew, Valhalla Knight, Chamomile, Classy Critic, Genital War Thunder, Jake, Amber, Hype Man, Scaring Crows, Not All That Evil, Holly, Messiah, Jacob, Ben's Sketchbook, Rain, Trash, Wild Pilot, Josh, Twisty, Bunkin' Duncan, Hoodie Angel, Ranger, Hut Mutt Butt, Sean, Primaroon, Overhypin, Lava Rose, Plague, Tyrene, Thanos, Pandemonium, Peter, Agiri, Shahid, Eden, The Eliza, Doki Pokey, Moon of Blues, Spencer, Bargus Blue, Cage the Mage, and ... Thanks for watching. We're moving. Things are moving forward. I'm excited. It's so exciting. What did you like about the episode? Do you have any thoughts and opinions about what's happened in this one? Any theories about what's going to happen in the future? It's all exciting stuff. It's really kicking off. I can't wait. All the setup stuff is finally done, and now things are going to start moving, and I'm so excited. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.